Sup people, what's up? How's everyone doing? It's your boy Osema, DJ Sava, 2Britishnerdz, coming to you from this beautiful green, cold room. Being my room, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time zone you beautiful people are located out on this beautiful planet we call planet Earth, full of love, joy, creativity, and people that love comic books, me that are a DJ, me that are videographers, which is a fancy word for creating short films and dope, sick Instagram stories. That's me. Love using the power of social media to get their message through and help brands and people like yourselves to grow. Me. And really just love Marvel as a brand and love reading Marvel comic books. That's me. So if you like all of that, of course you do. Click that subscribe button right here. Hit that bell button right here. And of course, to see more of me, to see my sick dope Instagram stories, IGTV videos, and more dope content, check out my Instagram account right here. So this video right here being who is 2Britishnerdz, being me, basically was done before. I think I've mentioned this story a while back, but you know, just by chance, or not by chance, sorry, I was on Instagram stories and I said, you know what, yo, like, who do you know why I'm called 2Britishnerdz? And the majority of the people said no. So this is, I guess, for the people on Instagram and for the people on YouTube that are new to me, that have recently followed me, who is 2Britishnerdz. So it's quite simple. The story kicks off in, the story goes like this. Around 2015 is basically, the year that Avengers Age of Ultron came out. So my friend basically is part of a podcast. I can't remember the name of the podcast whatsoever. But every single week, basically, he said, you know, they were getting like guests, like celebrities, like at a time they got the woman that plays, can't remember her name, sorry, that plays Lois Lane in DC's Man of Steel. And they basically interviewed Chloe Bennett, who plays Skye, Daisy Johnson, in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and of course Quick. She's had like so many like titles in her name, like so many aspects of the origin story of a story that's changed. It's just crazy. So he said to me, we're interviewing Chloe Bennett for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, oh cool. I said to him, can I be part of the podcast, because I really want to interview her. He was like, you can't, because he goes, it's not my podcast. You know, I'm just like a co-host or a guest. You know, that I join this podcast every single week. So he said to me, well, what you can do is you can basically call up and ask her a question. And I said to him, no, I don't want to do that, man. I said to him, you know, I want to be able to interview basically like my own guests. You know, why do I have to call up from the podcast? He was like, look, man. See, and he goes like, you speak about comics all the time. Why don't you do a podcast? I said to him, okay, cool. I said to him, you know what? Let's me and you do this podcast. He was like, okay, fine. So then he was coming up with names. He was like, Nerds, the Geeks, 2 British Geeks. I said to him, nah. I said to him, that sounds dead, man. Like I was nowhere going to be called 2 British Geeks or London Geeks. I said to him, you know what? 2Britishnerdz. And he was like, okay, cool. So what we did was basically, from then he said, you know what, let's watch Age of Ultron, and that will be our first ever podcast. So like we watched Age of Ultron. We did basically an Age of Ultron podcast review, and that was the birth of 2Britishnerdz. So what happened after that was we were doing podcasts, and he started to come and go off the podcast, and all of a sudden he just pretty much he disappeared, did his own thing, and I was left on my ones and twos, which is UK English slang for like roadman slang for like, I was left on my own to, you know, do 2Britishnerdz. So after that, basically, I was speaking to my friend, Kelvin B. Johnson, who's the author of this, 21 Rules to Men, which is available to cop right now, I believe. All you guys and girls got to do is just check him out on his Instagram account, being here. I also have his Instagram account linked down there in the comments box. DM him to get yourself basically 21 Rules to Men, Why Men Say Nothing. He said to me, look, man, you always do you're doing audio podcast, but he goes, why don't you do video? And I was like, how do I do video? And he was like, well, just simple. And he goes, record your videos, and then, you know, on Instagram they have URL. You put the link to your YouTube video there, and people can just watch it. I was like, okay, cool. So this is when I was like new. I knew nothing about social media, nothing. All I knew was I had an Instagram account, I had a podcast. So after that, I took his advice, I went to my Instagram account, rebranded it from DJ Sava to 2Britishnerdz, deleted every piece of content from what I can remember, deleted everything, and then I started fresh with a new Instagram account focusing on Marvel. So in a nutshell, that was the beginning and the birth of 2Britishnerdz. So that being said, people, as always, click like, subscribe, smash that IGTV YouTube subscribe button, hit that bell button, and I'll catch you boys and girls later on tomorrow with a brand new video. Peace.